In this video, I am going to share with you 3 important parameters with respect to indoor air that can keep you chilled as well as healthy in this hot summer season. Hi, my name is Raghu and I take care of indoor air quality in offices, homes, hospitals, commercial spaces, shopping malls, etc. You must be well aware of the saying that we are what we eat. This is also applicable to the air we breathe. Ancient yogis gave a lot of importance to the air we breathe and to the breathing techniques. They didn't talk about air quality because the air quality generally before the industrial revolution was generally very clean, so they didn't talk about air quality. Breathing correctly and breathing good quality air can infuse a lot of prana or life energy to your body to keep you energetic and healthy. Now you know that the air you breathe contribute a lot to your healthy body, but it's summer. We all use air conditioners to keep ourselves chilled and cooled. Some people say ACs are bad, some people say ACs are good. Some people use air purifiers to keep the indoor air clean. Still, this is not enough. As I had told, there are 3 important parameters to keep your indoor air clean. One is thermal comfort, that is taken care by your ACs. The other one is indoor air quality, that is taken care by your air purifiers. The third important part we are ignoring is ventilation, that is not taken care by either your ACs or your air purifiers. When it comes to indoor air, people often get confused between the different parameters of indoor air, and with information overload, people are more confused about different concepts of air quality. Your indoor air may be clean, but it may not be fresh. Your indoor air may be fresh, but it may not be clean. Confused? Let me clear out this part in the next part of the video. Before we go further, now I am going to tell you about all the 3 parameters. Then I am going to explain in detail about each parameter. The first parameter that is important to keep you healthy and chilled is indoor air quality, which is cleanliness of the air. The second parameter is thermal comfort, where we talk about the temperature of the air, which is usually taken care by air coolers or air conditioners in rooms, especially in summers. The third but the most neglected and the most often looked parameter is ventilation, and this is often getting confused with a lot of other parameters. Ventilation is the amount of fresh air that is coming inside your indoor space, and many people are ignoring this fact. Let's talk about it in the later part of the video. Let's talk about the first parameter, that is indoor air quality. When we say indoor air quality, people often talk about air quality index. You see air quality index or AQI number in the newspaper, on your website, on your laptops. The AQI you are seeing on your laptop is taking measurements of air pollutants such as PM 2.5, PM 10, NOx, that is nitrogen dioxide and its compounds, sulfur dioxide and its compounds called as SOx, formaldehyde, TVOC, volatile organic compounds, etc. Ozone. These are the parameters that are typically given weightage in air quality index and it's given a number. Most of the commercial air purifiers you see in the market also have an inbuilt sensor that measures air quality index. But the problem with these sensors is they only measure PM 2.5, one of the pollutants, and they ignore all other parameters, and they give you a AQI reading that is factually not correct reading. Now that's a topic for another video. A good decent air purifier will take care of most of the air quality index parameters like PM 2.5, PM 10, ozone. It should also take care of your volatile organic compounds. It should also take care of sulfur dioxide and its compounds, as well as nitrogen dioxide and its compound. Now you know that the first parameter is very important for you to be healthy. That is, the air quality index should be 0, and air quality index should ideally take care of all the pollutants, not a single pollutant. Now let's talk about the second parameter that is important to keep you healthy and energetic, that is thermal comfort, or simply put, the temperature of the air that is inside your room. So that is very important. As you know, you cannot work in a hot room because it makes you less efficient, and you can't work properly in a hot room. Also, you cannot sleep well in a hot room. We all know that. That's the reason in this 2024 or in the 21st century we all like ACs in this hot summer. So ACs are needed to keep us cool and keep us productive. Now, some people argue ACs are bad, especially after COVID. Some people have demonized ACs and tell that they are bad. But one thing you should keep in mind when you buy ACs is you should try to save electricity by buying a more efficient air conditioner. Also, if you can please install solar rooftop which can generate electricity so that you can run your ACs with renewable energy. Now you know that air has to be clean to keep you healthy, air has to be cool, or the thermal comfort should be good enough for your body to keep you healthy and energetic. Now the third part that is most neglected is the ventilation. ACs or air purifiers do not take care of ventilation. Ventilation is simply the amount of fresh air that is coming from outside, from the ambient to your indoor space. Typically, air conditioners recirculate the same air because the outside air is very hot. When you bring in fresh air, it has to be cooled. So the energy consumption for the air, cooling of air coming from outside is very high. So electricity bill goes up. So air conditioning companies typically design the air conditioners to keep the same air recirculating inside the space. Also, more than 90% of the air purifiers available in the market do not have a fresh air options. The air purifier also wants to clean the air, but it sacrifices on the ventilation part since it can save a lot of energy in recirculating the same clean air within the room. So there is no provision of fresh air even in the air purifiers. Actually, what is the problem when the same air is recirculated? There is a buildup of carbon dioxide because we are constantly exhaling carbon dioxide rich air. So carbon dioxide in typical ambient air is around 0.4% of the volume of air, but in indoor space, if you are in air conditioned and air purified space for more than 2 hours, then the carbon dioxide content in the air can reach upwards of 2% in the air by volume. This 2% is still a small number, but this carbon dioxide rich air is not giving sufficient oxygen to the body, so we experience fatigue, headaches, other sensations. Only we feel energetic when we go outside to fresh air. I always relate this to my working days when I was working in a multinational company. My colleagues used to go for a smoke break outside, and it used to feel so good to be outside even when they were smoking. It used to be so good to breathe fresh air. I'm sure you must have experienced similar things. Some of the people who I have educated with this ventilation part now argue that they grow a lot of indoor plants inside their house. So when I ask them how many indoor plants are there inside their house, they typically tell 2 or 3 or whatever the number. But according to NASA, you need 8 medium-sized grown plants for each individual. So imagine if 2 of you are sleeping in a bedroom, then you need 16 medium-sized plants. When I say medium-size, it should be around 4 to 6 feet height. These are the number of plants required to keep proper ventilation inside your room. Also, let's talk little bit about fifth standard science, where we talk about photosynthesis. This happens only during daytime, where the carbon dioxide is taken by plants only during daytime. But in the night there is no activity of photosynthesis happening, so no carbon dioxide is taken from the ambient air. So indoor plants are ineffective during night times. This is about the 3 parameters that are required to keep you energetic and healthy. Now I have talked about the 3 parameters. I have not given you a solution purposefully here because a solution typically is not available in the market. If air conditioners take care of ventilation, they typically draw in dusty air from outside, and they do not have HEPA filters or advanced filters to keep the outside air cleaner, but it brings in fresh air. So if the air conditioners have outdoor air facility or fresh air facility, it typically means that the air is fresh but the air is not clean. The air is fresh and the air is cool, but the air is not clean, because you cannot design an at least at the residence level or a small office level, you cannot design an air conditioner which can keep you fresh, which can keep you clean, as well as it can keep you cool at a very economical cost. But how about adding an air purifier with an AC which draws in fresh air? Now, this is a solution which can only be done by a professional who can test the various parameters after installing, or if he has done it before. So please do not try this yourself, because you do not know what you are getting into. You may go into false perception that you are breathing in cool air, cool, fresh as well as clean air, but your respiratory organ your sense organs will not know what you are breathing. A second solution is to have an air purifier which also can draw in fresh air. So this takes care of two things: cleanliness of the air as well as freshness of the air. And you add a separate air conditioner which takes care of the temperature of the air inside the indoor space. Now this takes care of all three parameters, that is air quality, ventilation as well as thermal comfort. Now there is a major drawback here. You don't know how efficient the air conditioner is, how efficient the air purifier is, because to keep it clean, to keep it well ventilated, to keep it thermally good, you need a lot of electricity. So it requires a good professional to keep the electricity cost down. As far as I know, these are the only two ways of taking care of all the three parameters when it comes to small indoor space. Because in large indoor space you can always have an air handling unit at the top of the terrace and just pump in fresh filtered cool air, but that is not possible in a small indoor space or in a small office space. One thing I would like you to be aware of before I conclude this video is there are a lot of companies which promise you two things in one, such as an air conditioner which also promises to give you the best air quality. Now just for 45,000 or 50,000 or 40,000, a 1.5 ton AC, if it is coming with both thermal comfort and air purifier, I don't believe in that product. As the AC person, to bring in good quality sensors to test the air quality index, which must include all these parameters: PM 2.5, ozone, volatile organic compounds, and after 20 minutes of running the AC, these should be within the safe limits mentioned in WHO website. So most likely the ozone level will be higher, because these ACs typically use a technology called ionizer technology, wherein they release negative and positive ions, and that these negative ions, if they react with oxygen, can produce ozone, which is termed a pollutant and which can irritate the respiratory system of a human body. There is a good news: you yourself can buy a good quality sensor from online and test the air quality yourself. So this should typically cost you around 10 to 20,000 per device, but it's worth every rupee of the money you have invested, because that is taking care of the health. Or if you feel that 10,000 or 20,000 rupees is a high amount of investment, very big money for you, you can also get a testing service which can measure these parameters and give you a report for 1,000 to 2,000 rupees depending on where you live. As I said, now you know the parameters that needs to be measured. I'll suggest you 2 or 3 brands available online on Amazon and Flipkart. The brands I trust the most online are Airveda and Kythera Sensates. These are 2 companies which gives a decent air quality. I don't know about other company brands, and they may be good or they may be bad. Because I have not tested, I won't comment on them. These are 2 companies I have tested and they seems to be very accurate. If you have watched so far, then I am sure you want to be healthy and energetic and you want to improve your health. But there are some people, some of you, who think that living in a clean environment can compromise the immunity, because you also have to go outside and live in polluted area. For that, we'll discuss that in a separate video. I'm going to do that video in the next couple of weeks. So this is what I wanted to tell in this video. So in conclusion, I would like to tell all 3 parameters are important, and please do not ignore any of the parameters, because it will affect your health. Your air quality needs to be good, your ventilation needs to be good, thermal comfort also needs to be taken care of. Also, I am not against indoor plants. Please grow indoor plants, but please don't think or please don't be under the illusion that indoor plants is the only solution for ventilation.